Hey guys, good morning. We are going to be going over the Spanish alphabet, el alfabeto, today. And you will need this note sheet that's on my screen. If you have me in person, so if you're A, B, or D group student, you will get this in class. If you are absent or if you are a C group student, you're all virtual, you'll need to either print it from Google Classroom or handwrite it on loose leaf paper. And this will be kept in your survival guide and will count as a grade. So make sure you're taking notes. Let me go ahead and go over what's on the page to make sure you know what you're reading. So in this first column, we have the letters, and you'll notice some different letters that are not in the English alphabet, some extra letters. This top part, la letra, that means the letter, and that's how you write the actual letter. The second column, el sonido, means the sound. So this is going to be how you say that letter in Spanish. Okay. For example, if you were learning English and I wanted to teach you how to say the letter F, I would write out EFF so you would know how to say that letter F. The third column is más información, which means more information, and ejemplos, you can probably guess that means examples. For some of the letters, I'm going to give you some more information about when it's pronounced certain ways, when it follows certain letters, and I'm going to give you examples. So let's go ahead and start. Let me get you back at the beginning. Okay. All right, so el alfabeto. Also, this is going to be a little bit like Dora, where I'm going to ask you to actually pronounce some of these letters. Don't feel stupid. You don't have to do it in class unless we're doing it all together. But if you're in your room, just shut your door and practice saying these with me too. So that way you're practicing the pronunciation, okay? So the first letter is A in English. You say this letter in Spanish, A. You don't have to copy the brackets. That's just so you know that's how you pronounce that letter in Spanish. And then the bottom says that it's pronounced the same as the English AH sound. For example, la fecha, that means the date. La, has the sound. And adios, which I just noticed I forgot an accent on there. It's supposed to be an accent on the O. But adios means goodbye. So when you're copying notes, you don't have to copy every single word. You can just put same as English AH, just shorten that. And then when it gives you an example, just pick one. You don't have to write all the examples. Okay. And if you need to, you can pause this video to copy if I go too fast. Oh, and go ahead and say ah. Good job. Muy bien. See, just like Dora. All right. Second letter is B. It's pronounced the same as the English B sound. Example, I don't like this thing. Is it? Wish I could move it. I'm going to try to, wow. Example is bandera, which means flag, or basketball, which you can guess means basketball. Okay, so everybody say B. Muy bien. All right, next is C. The letter C is C. It can make a hard k sound, like a hard K sound, or it can make a S sound, okay? But when you say the letter, it makes the S sound, okay? Couple of examples. As I said, you don't have to write down everything. So if you want, you can just put CA. So when C is followed by an A, so you can just write CA, it's going to make the English K sound. For example, chica. And again, you may want to pause this video to copy the notes, but I'm going to go through each one. C followed by an E, and I'm going through the vowels, A, E, I, O, U if you look down. So C followed by an E makes the English S sound. It's a soft sound, like celebrar, means to celebrate. C followed by an I makes an English S sound, so like cinco. And cinco has an example of both the soft C and the hard C. Sing. Co means 5. C followed by an O makes an English K sound, k sound. So chico. And C followed by a U makes a K sound, like cuatro. Okay, so just depends what letter comes after the C, and that tells you how to pronounce it. And I'll be real with you, most heritage speakers, most people that speak Spanish, don't really memorize these rules. They just know that it sounds a certain way in certain words, and they don't really think about it. So I'm just giving this to you guys just so you kind of get an idea of how Spanish is structured. All right, our next letter is a different letter that's not in the English alphabet, and it is the CH, and it's pronounced che. This letter has actually been removed from the Spanish alphabet, but just like English speakers, Spanish speakers don't generally like change. And if some old guys on some committee somewhere decided to remove a letter from our alphabet, most of you would probably be like, I do what I want, and keep saying that letter because that's how you learned it as a kid. So the che is still considered to be part of the alphabet in people's minds, but officially it's not a letter anymore. So it's pronounced the same as the English CH, and it's pronounced, I mean, it doesn't really have to be its own letter, because if you put a C and an H together, it still does ch. So I guess that's why they took it out. But an example would be enchilada or chancho. Chancho means pig. Our next letter is D, and it's pronounced in Spanish de. So go ahead, and I forgot to tell you to say che. So sorry, go back. Say che. Good. And say de. Awesome. And we'll go through and do the whole thing at the end. So de is pronounced the same as English, so you can just put same. Example, Daniel or damas. Damas means ladies. The letter E is pronounced e. All right, so everybody say e. And it's pronounced the same as English EH sound, e, like what did you say? So example, lunes. Lunes means Monday. Elefante, elephant. We have F, and this is the grade no one wants to get in class, right? So it's pronounced the same as English, F sound. Fecha, teléfono, alfabeto, F sound. The G in Spanish is actually pronounced he. He. And it can make a hard G sound in a word, or it can sound like an H in a word. So it's going to depend on what comes after. So let's see what that looks like. So you're writing for more information, you're writing hard G or H sound. And I'm going to give you some examples, and you can just copy one of each. So G followed by A, O, or U is going to make the G sound, the hard G sound. Examples would be gordo, which means fat, garganta, which is throat, or guitarra, which is guitar. And again, you can just pick one example. So I would put G-AOU, example, gordo. G followed by an E or I is going to make a sound, in English, H sound. So example, generalmente means generally, or gigante. And gigante is an example that has both sounds of the G. So the GI goes a he, and the GA goes ga. So gigante. Okay. By the way, we are going to go just to the double L on this video. I'm going to split this in half. All right, our next letter is H, and in Spanish you say H. H, can you say H? Muy bien. Not usually pronounced. So this letter is actually going to be silent for the most part in Spanish. So for example, you have hoy, which means today. You don't say hoy, you say hoy, like it's not even there. To say hello, you say hola. So you never say hola, okay? And then I, which means there are or there is. So it's not hey, it's I, okay? Oh, go back and say it. Say H. Muy bien. And everybody say hola. Good. All right, then we have the letter I, and this one confuses people because the I in Spanish is actually said E in Spanish. So some people get the E and the I mixed up. It's going to be pronounced like the English long E sound. Okay, for example, Isabela, girl's name, Isabel. Idiot is idiota, and incredible is increíble. Okay, so everybody say idiota. Awesome. Now you know how to insult somebody. Don't get beat up. All right, then we have jota, jota, J. So everybody say jota. It's pronounced like the English H sound when it's in a word, when it's followed by any vowel, and it's pretty much always is followed by a vowel. So examples.
Good morning, teachers.
And there's an announcement.
Would you either email or send a student with attendance for your first hour? Thanks so much.
Awesome. So examples are the month July in Spanish is Julio, and ham is jamon. So it's not jammin', we be jammin'. It's jamon. And then Thursday is jueves, jueves. So just pick one example to write down. So that's Julio, jamon, jueves. And then we come to the letter K, and it said ka. That's how you say it, ka. So go ahead and say ka.
Excuse me.
Oh my gosh.
Please send a number of students in your classroom, presently in your classroom.
So it is going to be pronounced same as English, K. This is a fun fact and would be a really great question on a test or bonus question maybe, but there are actually no K words of Spanish origin in the Spanish language. All the Spanish words that start with K come from other languages. So for example, kimono, it's a Japanese robe, or koala, koala, you know, like koala. I don't know what language that originates from, but it's not Spanish. Okay, so so if you ever hear any Spanish K words, they don't originate from the Spanish language. They've been borrowed from other languages. So I find that interesting. All right, then we have L, and L sounds the same as the English L in a word. Lunes means Monday, and luz is light. Okay, and the last one we're going to do on this video is a double L. Ella is how you say it in Spanish. So try it. Say ella. It's not ella. It's ella, ella. And depending on what country you're from, you may hear, you know, other people are from. Some people pronounce it different. Some people have a zh sound when they say the double L. But generally, most people say it like it's pronounced like an English Y sound. Okay, so the color yellow, for example, is amarillo. So you don't say Amarillo, which is actually a city in Texas, and I guess someone couldn't pronounce amarillo and they said Amarillo, and that's stuck. So there you go. Llamar, and the animal, a llama, the correct pronunciation for that is actually a llama, llama. So that's how you actually say that word. Just people didn't know the double L was supposed to sound like a Y, so they said llama, and it stuck. So there you go. All right, so we're going to stop this video here. Before we do, I want to go one more time through the alphabet. So I'm going to go to the beginning, and I'm going to have you say it. So repeat after me. Say A, B, C, Che, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, A. Awesome. All right. Finish up on the last part. You're going to click on the other video to get M through Z. Awesome. Have a good day, guys.